same. It was the beginning of my voiceover career for sure. Before I get into the origin story, I've told it many times, I'll try to abbreviate it. I just wanted to say that when I got involved with Intersound Studios, there was a woman in the forefront, Bird, who had such a strong impression on me, and I started to kind of pick her brain about how she came together. Do you remember Bird?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys remember Bird. Okay. Yeah. And she really had a great overview for production, and she could write, she could edit, she knew good material, she knew what to pass on, she knew what to invest in. And she really was the beginning of a role model for me for directing. And I thought, this is someone I can really learn from. And it was rare at that time to have female directors. And fast forward to many years later, after I finally got a shot at it, and boy did I have to knock on some doors to get that opportunity. Now we see many, many female directors. In fact, most of the original animation directors that many of us work with are all female staffs. And it's really exciting. I shouldn't say staffs, but female voice directors. So that's very exciting. Also, the thing that was happening with Bob Barron and Greg Snagoff and Carl Nasak and the whole writing team is that they were approaching this entertainment from a very intellectual perspective. They did not dumb down the material, they elevated the material. And we inadvertently fell into being this core group of Hollywood actors who were elevating the art form of localization, making material feel like it's native to where your demographic is, the market that you're watching in. And I think that's really what gave us a shot at network TV, because Hollywood did not get anime. Many of us didn't get anime for a long time because we had no contact with fans. We had zero feedback for years. We used to laugh and say, all right, let's get one more for the guys in the submarines. Or let's do one more for the guys in the military. We just never knew where our stuff was going to end up. And sometimes it was on in-flight entertainment, and we would clean up other titles, not just anime, sometimes live action films and what have you, dubbed into English, and we'd take out all the cussing and make it a little more, at that time, I don't think there was a PG rating. I think it was a G rating. So basically my story is, I come at it from music. I was a singer-dancer performing. I had a dance scholarship and I'd been touring quite a bit. I was working as a theater director and choreographer, and a dear friend of mine was a pro sound mixer, live arena sound. So he was working with very big rock acts like Herbie Hancock, the Beach Boys, Frank Zappa, Jethro Tull, Missing Persons, all these really big acts. And when he was in between tours, he would take session work at Intersound Studios. So Chris Ampson is my liaison, and he was one of the engineers. And I don't know if any of you remember British Chris Ampson. You may not, because that was way back. But he changed my life by giving me the opportunity. He said, you have all these crazy voices in your head. Why don't you come down and watch an audition? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come down. I couldn't wait. I knew somehow I was going to get into animation, and I had no idea how to do it. People ask us every single time we have a panel, how do you get in? We can lead you a little bit. Everybody's path is quite unique and individual. There is no right way or wrong way. It's how your path in your life gets you into it. But at the time, there was no entrance. There was no way to get in. But nonetheless, I came in to observe a session. There was a lull in the schedule, and the panel, the producers, who were probably all the friends we're talking about, turned around and said, would your friend like to audition? And I jumped in that studio. I thought, this is something I can do. I took a look at it, I put my voice to it, I heard it back, and I went, is that what I sound like? It was very weird, but about 3 weeks to 3 months later, I got a phone call from that audition that I was cast as Vanessa Leeds. So I'm very, very grateful for that opportunity.